Premier African mineral stock is just about to explode. We're on tipping point of this actually becoming reality, that we can put dirt in one end and get glorious lithium, spodumene, spod, whatever the hell you want to call it, out the other end. We're very, very close, and it really does feel like this time it's going to happen. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. Now, yes, positive from me. What? Surely not the most negative person on YouTube. But listen, first off, my life has been an absolute roller coaster for the last, especially the last 14 months. I've covered it on the channel. I had to take a 7-month hiatus. A lot has changed. The momentum of my channel unfortunately went down the toilet, and we're trying to build it back up. I am working on other types of content that will be hopefully more beneficial than day-to-day news, but Premier African Minerals has really been the focus of the channel, mostly because it's out of all the stocks, it's the one that the most stuff's happening on. I haven't forgot about the other stocks that we cover in this channel, and I will, once I have time, I will get back to covering those stocks. But there's just a lot of ongoing issues right now, but I have had some fantastic news on Friday, and those that know will know, and hopefully going forward my life quality is going to improve a lot, and this channel will be a result of that as well. Premier African Minerals on Friday finished up 25% on the day. Wow, just imagine putting your money in and getting a 25% rise in a given day. It's just outstanding. On the week we are up over 9%, and on the month we're up 58%. So on the short term, as we covered in the last video when we were looking at the technical analysis, in the short term we are in a bull run. Now, but still to talk about the 200-day moving average, and we will get into charts. I just want to do a bit of a recap of why we're getting excited. Now, in the last week's video, we still talked about, the downside, and there's still risk with this, of course. There's no guarantees. Let's just get the disclaimer out there. This is not financial advice. You must do your own due diligence, blah, 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 blah. We knew it was only a matter of time eventually that they would get there. It was the real risks were involved were how much patience would people have. Now, I did a video last week where I said I believe the button would have been pushed this week, and technically speaking, as it is Sunday, there still is time for this week for the button to be pushed. We will probably find out on Monday if it has been pushed this week. If not, George in his Stockbox interview, which again I have to give credit where credit's due, I have enjoyed the last couple of Stockbox interviews. I don't particularly think there was anything in that last one that was substantial. The only real takeaway was Georgie boy is not going to pull the card out of the 29th of February. He's not using the leap year rule to give him an extra day, which is really encouraging, which pretty much says I believe that this is all going to be fine by the 29th. Is that what he has said though? Is it going to be fine by the 29th? Now, let's look at the risk in the room. Let's look at the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the story hasn't changed since last week. All the bits are there. The optimizers are there. Everything looks good. In theory, when you push the button, it should all work. They're all working in isolation. They can manually feed it in as well. So look, there seem to be, they've covered all the bases. They've covered all the issues. There's talk of the chalk and all this. Everything that has been a risk before has been asked, is this still a risk? And it looks to be that it is no longer going to be a risk. Doesn't mean though that we can't get a new reason to justify a delay. But I, as I said in the last video, fully believe if they put this together and push the button, that's it. That's all he's done. This was never going to be, and now we've delivered all this. There's testing to be done. There's so much more still to come. But fundamentally, if we can get the machine to start doing what it's meant to do, that's a huge development for Premier African Minerals, and something that I'm glad George has been able to get addressed. He did say in the video, which made me laugh, and I put this in the Discord. I put voice notes in the Discord of my chats and stuff. That's why sort of the channel content isn't as much. That's where I give my thoughts straight off the bat. But in that Discord chat, I did say I found it funny that George, I think the quote was, he said, we've always said the end of February. Bollocks, he's always said the end of February, but like we'll leave it at that. But listen, George, we can take the humor, we can take the fun if you're delivering, and it looks like you are going to deliver. I really hope from a personal point of view that we don't see any RNS tomorrow. I don't want nothing tomorrow. I think there's enough momentum in that Stockbox interview, enough excitement around it. We don't need the 29th conversation. I think all that put together, it will mean we'll have a green day tomorrow. So let's have a look. You can see that on Friday we did get up to 0.34 and we sold off. what I said in the last video, and the reason technical analysis works is it needs to close above 0.32. It had to close above to get us in to this next channel. It couldn't do that, unfortunately, but that's okay. It had a lot to climb, and it just stuck its head over the wall and went, I can't be bothered yet, I'll sit back down here. So that's where we're at. We're still back in this channel. Perhaps was I chatting to John? We were having a chat about some technical stuff, and I was saying that, you know, the RSI, the MACD, they're in good cool off positions. This sell off has allowed us to fall down on our indicators. It's allowed the pressure to come out of it. Pretty much it says that these areas, sell, take profits, sell, trim. We're not at that stage. So if anyone's using these indicators to buy or trade, they're looking at this and they're thinking, this is starting to turn a bit. There looks like there's more upside here than downside. We're not oversold. We're not overbought effectively. We can see here, if we look at the volume, then we zoom in on this. We can see here plenty of buying pressure coming in. On the back of this news, people are going, yeah, let's buy. So this is a good, strong level. It is a tough level to get above, but it's a good, strong level. No bad news coming out, and unfortunately with these types of stocks, there could be bad news that we just don't know. So do take this with a pinch of salt. But if there's been no developments, let's say, and if everyone's still as confident as they were on Friday, then there is absolutely no reason why we wouldn't see this breakout. And I think it will break out, and this time we'll stay above this level. So you'll be looking at a breakout and a close probably in and around sort of an 18 to 25% range. It could fall in anywhere. Good news, it'll explode way beyond 0.4, in my opinion. I've said it for the last sort of 4 or 5 months now. I believe this will get to about 0.6, I've always said, but it's probably around this level. That's 0.57. That's where I think if we break out, we'll get above. What this will result in, though, if we do get above, will be, for the first time in a long while, we'll be above the 200-day moving average. A lot of people like to trade when it's above the 200-day moving average, because the 200-day moving average means the previous 200 days, this stock is on the right side of it. It is performing better than the average price of the previous 200 days. That shows you over a long, consistent time that this stock has been trending upwards. But the last time, you can see with this big, thick line, the last time we got above this was back around here, say. And if we scroll out, you can see, well, you can already see what kind of happened. There's your line. Yeah, about 200% rise. It just went, it just exploded. Now, there was a lot of excitement about leading up to production, but would this excitement be unlike the excitement that we would see when we're leading up to our first delivery? Because effectively, that's kind of what this excitement was. It was about, yeah, production, getting machine turned on and delivery and all the things that would come with that. But if we've ticked that box that was never ticked, this rise up, by the way, see this rise up? This box was never ticked. We never had a plant and full mill, and especially the extended mill that we have now and all the new stuff that's been put in on top of all that. So we're in a far better position than what we were at this stage. If he can get this dirt in one end and the spot out the other end, and it's all gravy and everyone's all happy and it's high grade, and you know, the best case scenario, the stuff that we're really hoping for, then we're in a far better position here, and this could easily take off. Now, again, to bring everyone's expectations a wee bit down, the prices of lithium have went off the side of a cliff, as we know, where they're probably pretty much at rock bottom, and they're significantly lower since April 23. So you have to take that into consideration. But again, we get above the 200-day moving average, 0.6, it does not seem unreasonable. And at these levels, which is 0.3 right now, you know, to up to roughly the 0. Even this level here, you know, you're looking at double your money scenario, easily doubling your money scenario. And that's kind of what I feel is coming, but I would not be surprised if we seen it blast off and go up to the next level, which is going to be in around 0.8. That really could be a realistic target in the near future if PREM can just get the next few days done. Still a lot of work to be done after that, mind you, but this is going to be really exciting. I'm excited. I've been excited. I've had my arse ripped out of me so many times. I've had this level of excitement, 4 times till date. So, you know, the scars remain. I remember the pain. I just hope that everyone knows what they're planning to do. People have asked what my plan is. My plan is not to do anything differently than what I've said for the last sort of, 6-7 months. I'm trimming. I've overexposed. I've backed PREM the whole way down. I've stuck true to the fundamentals, and from the point of view of if they can hit the button, it would work. I understand delay, maybe a wee bit too much delay, but I understand the basic principles of this lithium miner. That's why I kept buying, but buying more meant I had a lot more exposure to this company than I wanted, not just because it's PREM, just penny stocks, lithium miners in general. I've got my earmark for Kodal. You know, I'm in other penny stocks that are of similar nature. The idea was to spread the money across a load. We identified 5 sort of 3-4 years ago. We identified 5. We put money in the 5, and the idea is to kind of have a balanced portfolio. My portfolio is like that right now, heavily weighted by PREM. So I would like to do a wee bit of portfolio reallocation, no different than a Cathy Wood, for example. Just balancing a portfolio. That's what hedge funds do, and that's kind of the thought process. So if you're interested in all that, don't forget you can get into the Discord, links down below. But failing that, please like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. Leave your comments down below. Do you think in the next 4 days the button will be, well, I suppose 3 days if we don't count the 29th? Do you think George and the team will get this done? What is your predictions? I would love to hear them down below. Thanks to everyone that does comment. Shout out to all the Twitter guys, all the other people that put in content. There is a lot of great content, and people that are invested in PREM should be happy that they have so many different voices and so many different opinions, because I think it allows you to have a good rounded balance. So hope you find this one informative. I'm excited. The Discord's excited. Everybody else is excited. I hope we get what we want, guys, and you have got your plan, the exit strategy, trim strategies, just hold forever strategies, whatever it is, you've thought about it, you're ready for it, and you aren't going to be disappointed no matter whatever happens. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.